Hi everyone, it's Miranda from Miranda May Designs and co-creator at Piglet's Closet. I'm hopping on today for our part 3 of our dresser. I just wanted to, this will be kind of a quick video, but I wanted to give you an idea of how I do some of my blending and shadowing on pieces. So last time we were on, I had sealed this in a primer, the Paint Couture's stain blocking primer. I let that sit for at least 24 hours. And then I mixed up a custom color of the Paint Couture's, it's a blackberry color. It's a very deep purple, and I love it. So we used Sugar Plum, Midnight Blue, and Baltic Black. So those 3 colors in equal parts. And I want to tell you, I found a really easy way to mix paint where you don't have to measure with like measuring spoons or cups. So I'm just going to show you really quick what I used. So I have this little postage scale. And sometimes I'll save plastic containers. This one's a really good one. It was actually a loose tea leaf container and it has a lid. But what I'll do is I'll put this on my scale and then I'll push, for this scale, I just push on and it zeroes it out with the container on. And then I just mix equal parts of each paint color. So you can either reset the scale after you put in color 1 back to 0, and so you know exactly how much you put in, or you can add. If you do, 1 ounce, then you can do 2 and then 3, whatever works best for you. But that was a really easy way for me to mix paint, and I did 2 coats, and it was consistent color both times doing it this way, and it was less messy. So that worked really well. So I'm going to, sometimes on pieces it's nice to have that added detail of shadowing. You can shadow a variety of ways, kind of creating that natural highlight and shadowing that would occur on a piece. For this piece, I wanted to use a darker shadow. I could also have chosen like a lighter purple color to kind of really accent different pieces of it that way, maybe the middle of the drawers. But for this today, I'm going to stick with the dark color. So what I'm actually going to do, because this purple is so dark, I'm going to use the Baltic Black, and I'm going to blend in on the corners. And it's just going to be very, very subtle. So I'm going to show you really quick because I've already done, I'm hoping you can see it, this corner here. And so it just gives it, and it's still a little bit wet, but it just gives it, and hopefully you can maybe see the bottom, right here. It just gives it a little added shadow detail. Just something to kind of think about with your pieces and what sort of maybe signatures or style you want to have. So this is something that I find just adds more character and looks very natural with pieces. So I'm going to start on this side over here, and I'm just going to show you. So I have saved some of the color that I mixed already. I had a little bit left, so I saved it. I already have 2 coats on here, but that's okay. So I have 2 brushes. I have one for my Baltic Black, and I love using the round or oval brushes for the blending specifically. So this is a Klingon 040. Love these brushes. This is my really old Klingon. It's an F30, and I have a bunch of different Klingon brushes, different sizes, and I love. So this one is not round or oval. I'm just using it because I'm just going to put the purple on it. So the first thing I'm going to do is grab purple, and you can put the purple on or the base color on pretty heavy. And I'm going to just come in here kind of where I think I want that shadow to be. And I'm just going to put another coat. So I'm just kind of curving. I'm kind of doing the natural curved, kind of accenting where the light would hit and kind of the shadows would form on a piece. Okay, so once I have that on, because black is so dark, I'm just going to dip just a little bit, not even very much. I don't know if you can see that on my paintbrush, but it's not very much at all. So depending on the color that you're using, you'll use more or less, and you can just play with it too. And if you don't like it, the nice thing about it is you can just go back over it once it dries with the base color and start over again. So no need to be afraid of this process. And it does take some kind of playing and getting used to. So I'm coming in here and I am doing circles, and then I'm going to go back and blend it with some brush strokes. Smooth brush strokes. This is a new brush, so I still have some of the needles coming out, the hairs. Okay, so that's not going to be quite dark enough for me. So I'm going to come back and I grabbed a little bit more, and I'm going to come back in and just re-blend it in here. There we go. So hopefully you can see that. It's wet, so it'll dry the same sheen as the other paint. But it just kind of gives it the corner accent. And if I wanted to blend it out a little bit more, I could also come back in with my purple and just go back over that like that. Okay. I'm going to tilt you down, hopefully, and I'll have to bring you forward so you can see. The bottom. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to grab some more purple, and I am just going to go here and kind of create that natural shadow area. I don't have enough paint on it so that when you put the black on, you can blend it pretty well. You don't need it too much, but you do want it to be wet, especially since I'm not using as much black. Okay, grab my black, just a smidge, go back in, and I started the corners away from the base color so that then I can kind of get some of that heavy color off of my brush and then come back and blend it into the base color so it kind of fades out and just has that subtle shadow. So this one, I think I actually want to round it a little bit more into this drawer here. So I'm going to add some more purple, bring it up a little bit into here. Okay, and then I'm just going to grab a little bit more black. And I am going to start back here again. And then I'm going to bring it down. All right. Again, if you want, you can come back with that purple. Just blend it a little bit more. So hopefully you guys can see that. It's a very, very subtle detail. We're going to have lots of bling on this dresser, so I'm okay with this being the subtle part. But it's just going to create those accent corners and just really kind of frame the front piece. Sometimes I will do it also on the sides of the dressers or whatever I'm working on. This piece has the kind of slatted sides. So I'm probably just going to come back in and do a little bit maybe at the top, or I might actually just leave it on the sides and just have the focus be on the front and center, and because that's really where the main piece of the dresser is going to be viewed. So hopefully that's helpful. I'll be back. We're going to put some transfers on this. I'm going to use some waxes, some of Paint Couture's metallics. We're just going to do this dresser up. So this is just the first base part of it, and we're going to keep going. So part 4 will be probably adding the transfers and accenting our molds that we have along the top of the dressers. So I hope this was helpful. Everybody have a great day, and I'll be back for part 4.